you know who you're messing with? Do you know who you're messing with?
Now. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. EC Sports. Take two. Today is Tuesday, July 31st. Another beautiful day on the Williams compound. As you can see, family is just about it. You are very gracious to let them on the estate. Yeah.
You know, we got fishing in the foyer.
They wanted to come and witness the show.
Yeah.
They want to see the show.
Absolutely.
Today is the MLB trade deadline, the one and only MLB trade deadline this year. Cubs actually made some moves. Jed Hoyer, Theo Epstein, Tom Ricketts, they found some money. Opened up their coin purse. Tom said, here you go. Here's a couple extra dollars. Come bring us a hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Cubs go and trade for Nick Castellanos from the Detroit Tigers. Outfielder, from what I've read on Bleacher Nation, he'll probably be splitting time with Schwarber in left field.
Okay.
Bats right, hits the crap out of lefties, not so much righties. Okay.
Defense?
No. Now that was something that they did say.
It's the Schwarber.
Yeah. Just from the other side.
Let's put two defensive bums in the same position.
Two halves make a hole, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So that was the addition to the offense. Now, to the pitching staff, we do have to say goodbye. Another end of the era in Chicago sports. Carl Edwards Jr. has been shipped off to San Diego for what is probably the equivalent of
a bag of fake hot Cheetos.
Yeah, the knockoff fake hot Cheetos. That's even better.
The hot fries.
Dion, do you want to say a few words saying goodbye to our old friend Carl Edwards Jr.?
Actually, no, I don't.
Okay. We'll just put a bye. Yeah. Bye, CJ. All right. Exactly. Adios. Moving on. That's baseball talk for the day. Cubs are playing the St. Louis Cardinals right now.
First.
Cardinals are one game up after that horrible performance yesterday. Hey, Cubs, now's the time to wake up on the offensive side, right? Cardinals, then Brewers. I'll be at the game on Friday from Milwaukee.
Yeah, I saw that.
Need a W out of them. Switching gears. Moving on to summertime, we reference how the Ricketts are opening up a little money in the coin purse. Trying to, right? Ezekiel Elliot said that it's time to, get paid a little bit, like right now, a little early, if you will. Zeke's holding out with 2 years to go left on his rookie deal. It says it's time, for him to be paid as the best running back in the league. First of all, do you agree with that?
Of course. Do I believe that he's the best in the league?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Either him and Gurley, right?
And Todd, he had a tough season as well.
Right.
Leveon was out last year. But, you got to put those guys in the upper echelon, and then you go to the next level. But he's on his rookie deal. In the NFL, it's practically impossible if you're his type of player with his type of skill set and what he's done so far behind that line to play as he is and not outplay your contract. Odell did it, as well as a number of other players, Mitchie T, that have outplayed their contracts. So the NFL owners are of the fact where, hey, you're on a scale. You sign the contract. It's on you, not on us. So hold out. We'll just start finding you until you get here.
It's interesting. You picked Jerry Jones too, right? Like, we all know about Jerry Jones. Doesn't seem the one to bend, right? He's player friendly, but he don't seem like the one that, hey, you gonna pay me a little bit more right now. Oh, really? I've been a billionaire for a long time, young man. I didn't get there just saying yes. So we'll see. The reason I think, and I want to know your thoughts too, reason why I think Zeke's deciding to do this right now, it's got to be in some relation to Amari Cooper, right?
Of course.
It was Zeke and Dak. It was known that Dak's contract would come up first because he was drafted the year before.
Exactly.
Then Zeke. So going into next year or last year, that was going to be the order of operation. Cowboys trade for Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, same class.
Hey,
you know.
Let me
get.
He's that dude.
So, do you agree with Zeke for maybe feeling some type of way, saying, "Hey, you're not about to cut me out"?
Carried that team, absolutely.
Yeah.
He has proven himself the last 3 years.
Dak Prescott hasn't carried the Cowboys. What?
I have to agree
preposterous.
With that. I mean, I've always been a opponent of the way that the NFL takes care of its players in reference to money. You know, no guarantees. You do get upfront money. You do get upfront money, but the guarantees that NFL and the NBA and the MLB get, as opposed to the NFL, are disgusting.
And we'll touch on that.
What's up, CJ McCollum?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of bums in the league making the NBA. I'm talking about making a lot of money that they shouldn't be. I'm not knocking nobody's bag grabs or wallets, but yeah, it's kind of a joke with the NFL and how they play their sport. It's a violent sport. I played it. My son plays it. So I understand the situation.
Especially the running back position, right? That's the one position still in the league. They have protected wide receivers. They have protected the quarterback, right? The one player that is inevitably going to get hit is the running back.
Everything.
And their shelf life is so short.
Therefore,
I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold out. I'm going to protect my body. Melvin Gordon's doing the same thing in San Diego, right? At least Melvin Gordon, he's going into his last year of his deal.
And then like players like Leveon Bell, who I accept his apology because I did draft him number one.
Yeah, say that. What did Leveon say?
He apologized to all of the Madden people that have drafted him, and take him this year and you'll be good. So we'll see.
Yeah.
The Jets offensive line, I haven't done my research. I will be doing my research so I can take your money as well as others. Boy. So we have to make sure that we draft the right player. On my team, I was a Super Bowl winner in my time, and had a rough year last year. Lost in the first round of the playoff.
Okay, but
I appreciate Leveon saying that. But like I was saying, in reference to running backs, you got to be. He's like the Kawhi Leonard in the NFL.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck it.
Kawhi don't get in trouble though. Here's my only thing with Zeke. Zeke has continually done stupid shit. Just recently, he had a meeting in New York with Roger Goodell about an incident at whatever concert where he's like bumping a security guard. Bruh, and then turns around and then says, you know what, I'm not reporting. I'm going to need to get paid before I come back and being great and continue to do stupid shit. Yeah. Okay? Y'all going to pay me to do this stupid shit.
Deal with the bullshit I do.
And if I get suspended for 3 games every 2 years, so be it.
How many he missed this year? 8 or 6?
You can't pay me to try to keep track of that. Oh, he's going to be suspended. He's not suspended. Zeke, please stay out of trouble. You're going to get paid. God bless you. But I don't really know if Jerry's going to be coughing up the big bag anytime soon, especially with Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott with their hands out first.
Yeah.
If you're Dak, are you feeling any type of way?
I mean, honestly,
you can't think about someone else's bag, right?
Well, you have to respect that he wants his money, just like everybody respected that Dak got his. It's all about respect. Like, I don't know. I like how Pittsburgh, Le'Veon's teammates threw him under the bus in the media. The media was just doing their job, asking questions, and guys got mad. This man has to come out and
you gotta
put his life on. To put his life on the line every single run. Are y'all gonna block him? Are you gonna block me if I come back? Because you're already mad and you talking shit, and I wouldn't come back either after I saw all of my linemen talking shit about me.
Right.
So it's like, all right, fuck y'all. Y'all want to talk shit?
To that point, just this year, Phillip Rivers. Damn near threw Melvin Gordon under the bus. They asked about him holding out. They said, we really like Melvin. He's a talented guy, but we feel pretty good about the guys in his locker room. While you can absolutely feel that way, that is a direct slight at a man trying to get his bag. I think that's like one of those unwritten things. Don't talk about somebody, especially in the NFL and especially at running back.
Respecting the situation. I understand what you're going through. Next question. That's all you got to do. You don't have to discuss it. Like when Pouncey was talking about, like, you don't do that, man. So like, you don't understand the situation. They did it with Odell. Everybody does it. Like, it's that man's time. Let him get his money. Like Pittsburgh saying, like, we didn't win with him. We didn't win with AB. Right. To get both their ass out of here. What up, Juju?
And that's the business. Yeah. And then that's just the business.
Mm-hmm.
We can't hate them for them trying to get their bag.
In fantasy.
You brought up people not understanding the situation and respecting other people's situation.
Yes.
LeBron James, for some goddamn reason, just can't live his life. He was recently recorded not watching his son's game.
No.
Watching another game and getting very excited about one of the players he knew catching an open finishing it. Nasty dunk.
He was at his house.
Yeah, we'll pull up the video, let that play, right? Right.
Taco Tuesday.
The boy was part of Taco Tuesday. Yes. LeBron's hype. He's jumping around. His shoe falls out, comes out of the court, grabs his shoe, comes back.
You see his wife cracking up in the back.
Here comes the PC gang.
He ain't in there with his entourage. He in there with his wife and his family.
His family.
Watching a game within family.
What happens?
That man should be able to do whatever the hell he wants and not be lambasted by certain people.
Mm-hmm.
But you could continue.
That apparently caused a little bit of a stir amongst some of the more triggered individuals here. People didn't like LeBron being all excitable and on the court and losing his shoe, because that's intentional. And they spoke out about it on social media. Rightfully so. They got their ass barbecued on the EC Sports Show.
Barbecue chicken, like Shaq was saying.
Right. We'd like to just, address a couple things when it comes to these types of topics.
A couple people.
Right. First of all,
or one couple of persons.
We are all well aware of LeBron's story. LeBron had no daddy, right? He came up on his own. Shit with his mom was even rough, right? And he grew up, had a kid early, him and Savannah and Bronny. And they grow up and he becomes an NBA super mega star and becomes one of the greatest, nicest men of character that we have seen in our league.
Yes.
He supports his family. He encourages his kids' friends to be the best they could be and is humble. Like Dion said, came with no entourage, went to an AAU tournament with his family.
Yes.
And does nothing but support these kids. There was a TMZ little clip that's floating around of one of the guys that work for TMZ. His son played in that tournament. He said LeBron was signing autographs. He came up to my son and said, I'm very excited to watch you play over these years. I'll be watching. He said, my son will never forget that. And for some reason, people just only focus on, oh my God, is he on the court?
Why is he acting like
Why is he doing
bullshit?
this?
Like you're LeBron James.
They would never do this at the Staples Center.
Why are you on the floor?
If I ran on the court, I'd be escorted out. I'd be pulled out and escorted out. Guess what? You're not LeBron James.
Never will be.
But no, speaking of just fat balls of butter topped with a fedora, Jason Whitlock, my man, why do you feel like you always need to stick your opinion in some shit that you just don't need to speak on? He sits there and says LeBron needs to take the advice he once told his mother, which if you don't remember, LeBron did tell his mom to sit her ass down during one of his early Cavs days.
against Paul Pierce.
She was probably rightfully so slandering Paul Pierce. So shout out to Delonte West. But I mean, Jason Whitlock has no substance to his opinions. He finds opportunities, like a lot of people we know in today's public view, to poke at people really for no reason at all. He came out and said LeBron needs to sit his ass down and show more class and not get excited about not even his own kid, someone else's kid making a big play in a basketball game. Yeah, what do you just make of people who just continually need to feel like the only way that they can move forward is by being an adversary, not just in the industry of sports and always have a negative opinion, but even culturally too?
I've talked in reference to Jason Whitlock ad nauseum. Yes, I say ad nauseum because I feel like he's a vulture who needs to get attention regardless of the situation. I'm not going to talk about his weight. I'm a big guy myself. I'm not going to speak about him. I do know when to say when it's time to cut your hair, and I'm not going to get a man weave. But other than that, I don't understand his point of view. It's a father. I have a son the same age as Bronny. I have a daughter who's 2 who I already train. I'm not LeVar Ball, but I am excited for my children.
Mm-hmm.
If my children are in athletics, if they're in athletics, amazing. If they're actually good, that's a plus. So I have a right as a parent, just like LeBron, regardless of who he is, he should be able to cheer his child. He should be able to cheer his child's friends that he has over. He should be able to do whatever the fuck he wants because he's a grown man. I just don't like these media people telling what grown men need to do with their kids. You know?
Parenting lessons.
Like, even with the AP situation, he got in trouble for spanking his son. That's his son, man. As long as he's not punching his kid in the face.
Which clearly the NFL feels, indifferent about.
Then that's his business, man. I was spanked when I fucked up as a kid. So it's like, people need to get out of other people's business, man. Like, this world now, the one that we live in, everybody's so, sensitive. Like, a girl tweeted that Jason Whitlock, something about his weight. And some dude was like, are you fat shaming? He can't state his opinion because he's fat? And she was like, really? I didn't even say nothing about him being fat. It was just, that's the way of the world today. If some of the things that we said 10 years ago were said now.
Yeah. What kills me is antagonists becoming victims.
Yeah.
You can't come and talk shit about LeBron James, and this is a repetitive thing. Like, this is the brand of, some people. They need to hate on someone to stay relevant. And then when someone comes and says something about them, they're like, whoa. I thought you were better. I thought you were, I thought you had some class, and here you are attacking me. No. Once I see that you don't care about having respect for someone else, my respect for you kind of goes out the window. And that's what it is. You can turn the other cheek. You can take the high road. What did the wonderful Michelle Obama say? When they go low, we go high. When we talking about sports,
Obama 2020. Go ahead.
This is a little different. If you got something to say and you got negative opinions in the sports realm, it gets a little MMA in the chat rooms and in the discussion topics. Some things might come up you might not like.
Mm-hmm.
But if you poke the bear and the bear bites your left foot off, don't blame the bear. And we can leave it at that, right? I think we'll be good with that. Moving on to lighter and more aspirational topics.
Yes.
Holy shit. The Houston Astros just traded for Zach Grienke.
Who did they trade?
I don't know. Probably the rest of their farm system, to be honest, right? But the fact that the top 3 in WHIP this year is Zach Grienke, Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander. I'm not too sure I want to see them in the playoffs.
Especially their pitching.
That's 1, 2,
their
3.
Rotation. Verlander. Oh my God.
I almost vomited on the EC Sports Show.
Their pitchers average an ERA in the 2s. Wow. Okay.
All right, that's scary.
Go Cubs, go.
Yeah, well, good thing they're on the other side,
I know,
right?
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
At least you don't got to see them to the World Series. Hey.
If we get there, hey, right? We'll see how Castellanos does, right? Big bag alert. Big bag alert. Michael Thomas picked up a big bag today.
He deserved it.
He was also holding out, but that only happened for what, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the exact numbers up here. I have a couple of years left, tops. Yeah. We're not doing no rebuild in our wide receiver core. The 26-year-old Saints wide receiver just secured a 5-year, $100 million contract extension with the Saints. Deanna alluded to this earlier in the show. We'll talk about it now when it comes to
2 years off of that.
NFL contracts. But we're here to celebrate Michael Thomas on securing a big bag. $60+ million guaranteed. That's
so 12.
61. Yep, 5-year, $61 million guaranteed.
So in essence, Michael Thomas got $5 million.
In essence, he got a Jabari Parker contract.
Yeah, that's what he got. Jabari. I can't believe it, Bull.
Can we even? Is it even right to think about NFL contracts and NBA contracts in the same realm?
No.
Because if I'm going to say this next thing, it kind of gets like really silly when we think about it in comparison.
I want to see what Cam. You know what? I'm going to look.
CJ McCollum also just signed an extension with the Portland Trail Blazers that is worth 3 years and $100 million. Dion, you want to guess how many of that $100 million is going to be guaranteed?
I'm going to go all of it.
Yeah, because that's how NBA contracts roll. Michael Thomas is guaranteed $60 million. $60 million is a lot of goddamn money.
Yes.
We are not sniffing wrong at that whatsoever.
Yes.
But Michael Thomas is what? A top 5 wide receiver in the NFL?
If not, yeah.
Is CJ McCollum top 5 in the league?
No.
CJ McCollum top 10 in the league?
No.
CJ McCollum is somewhere in the teens as far as best players in the league.
I'm the best player on his team.
Right? It's silly to even think about him in comparison. But shout out Michael Thomas. He's going to get a big bag, man. Hopefully, I think Teddy Bridgewater's on that Saints team. So I think when Drew's gone, they bring Teddy up, and Michael, your prime will be tied to Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes.
However you feel about that is, I don't know, I guess up for discussion. But what about CJ? 3 for 100?
NBA has so much money to spend now with the TV deals, bro. It's just
you like Portland saying, you know what, we just gonna keep Game and CJ together, and we're just gonna keep bringing the same core out until we know that they can't work.
I think they have a chance because of what happened with Golden State, because of how far they got this year. Because I'm not a fan of Houston and what they are going to do.
Talked about it.
Golden State.
Go back and watch that show.
Missed with Clay. There's not a lot of options.
Right?
I mean, the Lakers and the Clippers.
We got a few minutes left on the EC Sports Show. I just want to, we're going to do how we've been doing the last couple episodes, do a couple rapid fire topics. I'm going to ask Dion a couple questions, ask me a couple, and we'll see how our answers lay, right? This week, we're going to first hop into, in light of clearly this lovely fight that you'll see right here between the between the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brody was not scared of nobody running in there and taking that fight himself. Made me think, what you think some of the best all-time sports fights are? What comes to your mind, Dion, when you think of that? Any sport. Except for fighting.
I love Kobe to death. I wouldn't call it the best, but Kobe got a 2-piece He was off his square on that one, though. He wasn't expecting that. But the best one I've seen in person is the Shaq Brad Miller miss. I guess Brad Miller fouled Shaq. It was in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And Shaq swung with so much force. It was
DOA.
Ridiculous. I don't like to see that stuff, but there are situations where emotions get involved and guys go crazy. But that was crazy to seeing Shaq
Shaq's been in a few fights.
Within feet. He could have killed that dude, man. Back in the day, it was different, you know?
Yeah, apparently those fights happen
every game. So, I mean, it's different now. Guys are like, what you gonna do? And then they back it up, waiting for the ref to get in the middle.
Right.
You know? And that's what happens. Meet me in the back.
Yeah.
Really. Although, and Shaq was involved, too, against the Sacramento Queens.
Yeah.
Rick Fox and Doug Christie. Doug Christie stole on Ricky. Bro.
That's probably one of my favorites. Preseason game too. That's when teams hated each other. That's still
why Rick thought he could just.
Hey, Rick was real cool with it too. When he gave him that slick little uppercut, he was like, what's wrong?
Felt that.
But for me, man, I remember it down to the day. It was a Friday night ESPN game. I had basketball practice the next day. Malice at the Palace was the craziest thing. I felt uncomfortable, and I'm watching. I'm like, he really up there in the stands, man. It was the perfect storm. You still had Detroit. Nobody on Detroit was going for nothing. No. Ben Wallace, you know Ben Wallace. You also know the Bulls Ben Wallace, but don't get it twisted. Ben Wallace is a big, strong man. Yeah. And Ron Artest is probably one of the craziest NBA players to ever touch the earth, right? Crazy is a strength. Don't get that messed up, right? They went at it. Ben literally pushed him what I thought was going to half court.
Yes.
Ron was cooling. You know, he probably did something. Mind you, the game had 12 seconds left. So they didn't even finish it. They called off the game. Ron Artest ends up going and sitting on the scores table while the two teams are barking at each other, right? All of a sudden, boom, drink comes in. He gone. Up, grab, dude with glasses, brought him down.
Stole him.
And that was it. Shout out Steven Jackson. He got his licks in. Shout out Jermaine O'Neal. He got his licks in. Man, shout out Ron Artest coming back down to the court, squaring up with dude.
Shouldn't have had your dumb ass on the court. Still off. So, I mean, those are crazy. And those are in the NBA. But, I mean, it's been fights everywhere. So.
Fights galore. Running a little bit over on time. But, Dion, really quickly, if you could save the WWE, what is the first thing that you do?
I would hire myself and my son to be writers. Because we fucking write the show. We know everything that's happening. Am I right or am I wrong? He's off camera. We don't watch. I don't even think we watch it too much. I think it's like common sense. Like, you have to have a story. It's about storylines. Yep. Nobody said wrestling is real. But it's a soap opera. It's a story that you're telling.
We usually watch them be like, oh, they're going over.
Yeah. So the writing is the biggest thing.
Atrocious.
It's not
back then when The Rock was there, it was like great writing.
They get away with a lot more too.
They loved up having The Rock do his own thing. You don't even have to watch wrestling. Know who Hulk Hogan is, right?
Right.
Hulk Hogan leaves.
Iconic.
Then there's Stone Cold. Then there's Stone Cold. There's a Rock. And there's a Rock, and then it just kind of
John Cena. Was that
I'm
right?
Sorry, I forgot about John Cena. And that's the thing. CM Punk, they let him leave.
He was really that. CM Punk was that dude, huh?
Still say his name. And he's from Chicago, so and he was getting money, bro. So it's like when you're that type of, and I know we're going over, but real quick, when you're a wrestler and you know the craft and you feel like the storyline sucks that bad that you would leave to get your ass beat. That should tell you right.
Let's get wrestling back to make wrestling great again is how we're going to end the EC Sports Show this week. Great show, D. We're going to wrap up, went a little longer, but we'll chop it down and you'll never know. Peace.